Congress prefers no border wall, so illegals can cross bringing poisonous drugs that take the lives of over 1,000 Americans a week. That's what I said, 1,000 Americans a week. And while we pay for border walls for those in Tunisia and Libya, Americans will suffer a plague of drug overdoses from illegal drugs that come into this country from Mexico. The omnibus bill that Republicans gave President Trump yesterday is a total betrayal of him and those who elected him. It was as though they left him without arms to swim in a sea of sharks, risking our health and safety. Now, I told you a long time ago that the establishment was anti-Trump. Remember how panicked they were when it looked like he would actually win the nomination? The party elders petrified because he was beholden to no one. And in spite of their backslapping and glad handling, they just proved that they still are. Once he was elected, the establishment's mission was to make sure that he did not succeed. Candidate Donald Trump ran on a promise to build a border wall. And in 2017, January, Speaker Paul Ryan and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell promised to build that wall with $15 billion. The bill they presented had only $1.6 billion, short more than $13 billion. And they specifically precluded the use of that money for the wall prototypes the president looked at in California. Now, this betrayal should be no surprise. Ryan and McConnell never cared about his succeeding. 2 months after he was elected, Ryan failed to deliver votes on the health care bill, the one that he had 7 years to work on, the one that Ryan hid under lock and key in the basement of Congress, the one they pulled because of the embarrassment of not having enough votes to pass it when they had the House, the Senate, and the Oval. So why did the president sign this bill?
We looked at it a veto. I looked very seriously at the veto. I was thinking about doing the veto, but because of the incredible gains that we've been able to make for the military, that overrode any of our thinking.
The first order of government is the protection of its citizens. This bill included $700 billion to shore up the military, so destroyed, devalued, and diminished by Barack Obama. As Obama took the Army down to World War II levels, North Korea was launching ICBMs with nuclear war tips, threatening Guam, Hawaii, and all Americans. Meanwhile, Iran spinning centrifuges, allegedly for nuclear medicine, while at the same time threatening the extermination of both Israel and America. And Russia, now in possession of 20% of our uranium, thanks to Bubba and his wife, continuing to build their nuclear arsenal. So faced with this triad, the president chose to put our defense in the strongest position to protect us and to protect our service members. Our arsenal will now include the stealth F-35 bombers that literally are invisible to the enemy. You know, any leader's success is based upon the ability to take action and get results. It's what Trump does. It's what he did with deregulation. It's what he did by removing the individual mandate in the tax reform bill. It's what he just did with bump stocks. These guys funded the sanctuary cities, the ones that protect illegal criminals, risking the life and safety of American citizens like Kate Steinle. Sanctuary cities where federal and local law enforcement are pitted against each other. And they funded Planned Parenthood that performs more than 300,000 abortions a year at a cost of $500 million a year. Congress prefers rogue cities where illegal criminals are protected and Americans at risk. Congress prefers no border wall so illegals can cross bringing poisonous drugs that take the lives of over 1,000 Americans a week. That's what I said, 1,000 Americans a week. And while we pay for border walls for those in Tunisia and Libya, Americans will suffer a plague of drug overdoses from illegal drugs that come into this country from Mexico. 90% of the heroin used in this country comes through the southern border. And although we are only 5% of the world's population, we use 80% of its opioids, with a potency 50 times that of heroin and 100 times that of morphine. The one the establishment is not willing to build a wall to stop. The one that the Congress is killing more than 1,000 of us a week by not building the wall. Opioids and illegal drugs coming from Mexico. Folks, these are double-talking, two-faced politicians who care only about themselves, lobbyists, their contributions, and the next election. So here we are, Democrats crowing that they've funded sanctuary cities, Planned Parenthood, and only $1.6 billion for a see-through wall while they kept out DACA, which the president was willing to give them so the Democrats can use it against him in the upcoming election. Folks, I want to be real clear. This is not on President Trump. This is on the leadership of the Republican Party, the very people this president should be able to count on. In truth, the president is surrounded by inept, incompetent warriors, and this bill is a reflection of just that, total betrayal by the Senate and House leadership. How dare these Republicans play politics with our lives and the lives of our children with all this namby-pamby nonsense about their security border. The president and the people who voted for him have been betrayed by Speaker Paul Ryan and leader Mitch McConnell. And the people in Kentucky and Wisconsin need to make sure that these guys are defeated in the next election so this president can carry on the agenda that we elected him to do.